Hey, I try to tell y'all about that. Try to tell y'all about that spiritual warfare. I'm trying to tell you, see, here's the thing. Now, I don't know what the term empath means, but let's just say it means that, you got a big heart, that you're empathetic towards people, and you feel, and you, all of that. If that's what it means, then that's what my heart will be. In the sense of my heart goes out to people, and I serve, and to a certain degree I'm a people pleaser, and I care a lot. I care a lot, and the way my brain works is, not everybody's like this. Now it doesn't seem like my wife and my oldest son is like this. I don't know my youngest son yet. He's still so young, but the way my brain works is, whenever I'm going through something or I'm dealing with something, my brain puts it on a loop. It puts it on a loop. And when you on that loop, you releasing, I believe it's cortisol, into your bloodstream. And I read one time that people who brain put stuff on a loop, it starts to degenerate. And you're releasing so much cortisol into your blood, it basically is cutting your life short. It's almost like you obsessing over the thought. And I went through this, and I go through this with different things. And God know that, the devil know that. So when it comes to the spiritual warfare, the adversary knows, like, how serious, in the spiritual realm, how serious I take myself, how serious I take my brand. The adversary knows that. And so, like with the young lady, she took it now. She posted on Instagram, posting stuff on Instagram. But as I look at the rest of the posts, I realize something going on. I realize that she in spiritual warfare, that she going through, that I realize it's people out here, and we're not talking about her, but it's people out here that are demonic possessed. And it's real. These demons real. Demons real. These spirits real. And when you trying to do good, when you trying to do the right thing, they're gonna come after you. They're gonna come after you. Y'all got to forgive my face glowing because I just did my 3-step skincare, so it looked like I'm oily, but that's actually moisturizer. But they're gonna come after you to try to derail you, to try to slow you down, to try to knock you off your pivot, so that you end up off your mission. And this is what I try to talk to y'all about, is you never know what's going to come your way. You never know how it's gonna come, but you got to be mindful of it, and then you have to be sensitive to the spirit. So I posted it, and I posted on the public, and I posted on the Blessed Tribe, and then I deleted it off the public because it's open to a lot of spirits. It's open to all kind of people, and I left it on the Blessed Tribe. Now, the latest in the Blessed Tribe, so that does not mean that everybody in the Blessed Tribe is, on the same wavelength. That's proof of that. And I have had to block people in the past from the Blessed Tribe. Like, just because somebody pay to be a part of something don't really mean they support you. Some people pay to be nosy, and so some people pay to hate. And so I took, because see, you got too much going on now, sister. What you trying to do? But you coming over here now. And so what I took and did is, the person signed up for a class, I think in December or early January. No, I lied. That was somebody else with the same name signed up. But January 3rd for the replay of a class and paid $35. I refunded that, even though it's from 8 months ago. 9 months ago now. I refunded that. The $25 from August 24th, I refunded that. Then deleted both accounts from the academy. Took off the academy. Because that's how I operate. I don't want bad money. I don't want bad money. I don't want bad blood. That's how I move. And so I get rid of things. But at this, when I felt in my spirit, oh, share this so people see the behind the scenes, so people be aware. And then also just not knowing where a person is mentally, and if they will go to a place to try to do harm. Now there's hundreds of witnesses who know the name. So share that. And then one of my clients, who is an attorney, she went and doing her research and found some information on the person, sent that to me, and it explained some things. And I said, okay, I don't want to leave this open to all kind of spirits, so let me take it off the public. See, this is what I mean by being sensitive to the spirit and not a slave to ego or a slave to pride. See, if it was about pride, then I just would have left it. But when the spirit said, no, take that off the public. Now you can leave it on the private one, because that's just the blessed tribe. That's people who they paying to be a part of a group that is not everybody, not 100%, but probably 90%, maybe 80% like-minded, seeking growth. And so for that extra support, they can be privy to that. Same thing if I would have posted on Patreon, could be privy to that. So I seen that, and I left that there. Now there'll come a day, probably the spirit will say, okay, go ahead and just delete that off of there. Everybody done seen it and got the message out, got the point across. People done took their screenshots. People know, I got my screenshots. I done shared it with my wife, so that'll be in the text history. And being sensitive to the spirit and just being obedient and moving how I need to move as I need to move. And that's how I want you to understand, is that this thing is bigger than YouTube. It's bigger than just teaching classes. It's bigger than just talking. It's bigger than all that. See, when you go to doing a work for God that's going to break strongholds, that's going to set captives free, not just the people I'm talking to, but setting me free. When you go to doing that kind of work to where you snatching souls out of the grip of hell, when people start writing in and saying that they gave their life to Christ, or they rededicated their life to Christ, and they reading their Bible or going to church or all of the above, that's when you know that other side in that spiritual realm gonna be disrupted, gonna be highly upset, because now you snatching folks out the grips. And that's why when you start doing right, you got to be ready for wrong. When you start doing right, you got to be prayed up, stayed up, and not laid up. And God gonna make sure you paid up, because when you working for him, he gonna take care of you. So that's why I charge so cheap, instead of trying to just squeeze blood out of turnip and trying to get every little dime I can on every little thing. I charge a cheap price because I know God gonna take care of me. And so I want you to understand that. And God will give you wisdom. My mama always say, baby, God done gave you wisdom to get wealth. And that's what God gonna do. He gonna take care of you, and you just got to be obedient. So, for class tomorrow, I was gonna close it at 100, but I realized it was more of a demand, so I let more people sign up. and I let it's about 200 people in there in class. If you didn't get your spot and you see this video, it's still open right now. But this is me talking, and then we'll do a little Q&A in the chat. We'll do it in the chat, not on the actual audio. And so we get on there, and we have a 2-hour class. And what I want you to understand, I want you to think about this, and I want to help you realize what's happening in the spiritual realm here. So think about this. Tonight, my family, we're going to a football game. I think I'm gonna sit out of the football game to watch Serena Williams play tonight. I think she played at 7 or 7:30. And so the game. Then tomorrow, I got to teach class. But I'll see my sons today, and I'll see my sons tomorrow. My wife and my sons today and tomorrow. And I'm gonna teach class, and then after class, I'm going to a football game with my homeboy and a client. And one of my clients who signed up for my year of business coaching, one of the perks of that is we meet in person and at a game in my suite, and just get to talk and, just kind of build, and I always have somebody with me so that, it's accountability. There ain't nothing that can't be confused for nothing. And so I'll be meeting with one of my clients tomorrow, then I'll come on home and I'll be home with my family. Now think about this now. Spiritually, I done served my purpose, teaching a class. I'm helping people, speaking into the life, sending out warnings to people. Then I done met with a client in person, and then I'm right back with my family. Saw my family, word, back to my family. And then home Sunday, and church or family, whatever come up on, on Sunday. And so, but I'm serving my purpose. So I'm working. 200 people sign up for the class. It's $25. That's $5,000. I'm sharing that because that's, it's not rocket science. I'm being transparent here with you. But I want you to understand this. If I accept the speaking engagement, that is posted publicly. That's posted publicly. I'm going to that location. I'm at that location. At that speaking engagement, I gotta travel. Typically, let's say it's gonna be in Atlanta. I'll drive to Atlanta, but if I take a driver, I'm paying the driver. So if I'm paying the driver, it's gonna cost me $1,000, $1,500 for the driver. If I fly, I'm flying with somebody, a security guard. We fly first class, so that would be around the same thing, $1,200, $1,400, right? And then you got to get a hotel. I don't share rooms with grown men, so the hotel room gonna be $250 a piece, plus taxes. It's gonna come out to about $300 a piece. You're looking at $600. So you're looking at $2,100 so far. To get a room, you can get a room, a ballroom from a college for about, it used to be $1,000. It probably today around $2,000. So now you're at $4,000. When you sell 200 tickets, you're selling it worldwide. If you go into one city, you still can sell that 200 tickets, but it's gonna be harder. So let's say you sell 200 tickets, it's $25. $5,000 is your gross ticket profit, your gross ticket earnings. It's not profit. But before food and before gas, you already at $4,000 in expenses. So now you add in food, you're gonna have 3 people, 3 meals a day. That's gonna run about $150 a day at the least. I like a nice dinner, so that dinner gonna be $150, not including lunch and breakfast if you're eating at the hotel. So technically for me, that's gonna run probably $400 for 2 days. But here's the thing, you driving up the day before, the seminar on the next day, and then you driving home the day after, or flying, whichever way, right? But the thing is now that's 3 days worth of food. So it's gonna be $500. You at $4,500. You add in the gas, it'll take 2 tanks to get there. That's 200. 2 tanks to get back, that's 400. $4,900. Pay the security guard. $150 a day is a low rate. It's my homeboy. Technically they charge $300 to $1,500 a day. I could get away with $150 a day, $300 a day. So I'm paying $300. I'm at $5,200. And that's including, you know, the either driving or flying. $5,200, but it made $5,000. Now, after the ticket sales, you sell stuff in the back of the room. On average, you're gonna earn about $2,500 in the back of the room. So you walking away with about $2,500 on average from a self-produced event, and that's on a super duper budget. That's a very low budget, because a ballroom could cost you $20,000 some places. It could cost you $8,000. It's gonna cost you $4,000-5,000 on average. So that's a very low budget. That's me using a state college like Georgia State. I used a ballroom before that seat 900. I sold 700 tickets on that one, but that was in, you know, when everything was viral. And they charged me $1,025 or something like that. So, but a hotel, that's always $2,500 and up. I done paid as high as about $15,000 for a ballroom, but that was in LA. And so I say that to say, look at what God will do. Now, when I go do an event, you got to sell a $25 ticket to get in, but then you'll sell a VIP ticket, so you'll make a little bit there. But with that VIP, you taking a picture, you signing a book, and you giving a hug. Might have 100 people in that VIP. So now I got to take on 100 different spirits, and one of them spirits could be that young lady who wrote in. 5 or 6 of them spirits could be like that. You see what I'm saying? So what God said, listen, cut off that, because that's for your ego. That's for your pride. That's to show that you could sell out a venue. That's to get that video of them people in there so you could show that online. That's so you could meet people. That's so you could be on the road looking like you doing something. Is this about the look, or is this about the work? Because if this about the work, you could stay home, be able to see your family before it, after it, not have to hug a single person, not have to interact physically with a single spirit, and the money that you earn is all profit, basically, because you didn't have to pay anybody. You didn't have to pay no travel, no hotel, no food, no flights, no nothing, no driver, no nothing. So now you able to take and feed your family, pay your kids tuition, put up for their college. You're able to do some things. So think about that. That's where the spiritual side of this come in at, y'all. And just that wisdom and what God will give you. He'll give you wisdom to do things differently that's going to be beneficial. I'm finna go in here and get a little bite for me and my oldest son. I'm picking up here from school. And see, today Friday. If tomorrow was live, I wouldn't be able to go in here and do this right now, because I will be on the road today to be ready for class at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So I wouldn't be able to see my wife like I did today, pick up my oldest son, see them at the football game before the football game. I wouldn't be able to do it because I'll be gone today. Then I'll be gone tomorrow. Then I'll be gone about all day Sunday, get home late. My wife and my youngest son going out of town with a friend and her son. So I would miss them on Sunday. So then I wouldn't see them Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then they hanging out on Monday. That's 4 days I wouldn't see them because I would be on the road. Basically paying you to come see me. At that point, I'm not even getting paid. You see what I mean? A lot of people don't tell that side of it. Now, it's profit out there too, but every one of them don't profit. So you could profit big, but then you mess around and lose on the next one. So now you done lost your profit. So it's like, it even out a lot of times. Or you'll make a little something, but some people just doing it just to be on the road. Just to look like they making moves. That's why some people doing it. Now, if you getting booked to speak, that's totally different. Because they paying for everything and it's all profit. But when you doing your own thing, it don't look like that all the time. Hey, God bless y'all. We'll talk soon.